Do you ever feel like people don't listen to you? Do you feel like people don't understand you in your life? Because that's something that I experience on a regular basis, and it really gets me angry and frustrated because I do that for others, right? Like, you come to me with your problems or whatever you're experiencing, I'm going to listen to you without judgment. And then if you want advice, I'll give you advice, but I'm not just going to vomit what you should be doing. That process makes the other person feel seen, heard, and understood, right? Every human being wants to feel seen, heard, and understood. And if you look at, for example, in sports, the best sports teams, the best managers, they are able to help all their team members, all their staff feel seen, heard, and understood. And when people feel that, they feel love, and then they go and perform better. And that's why they're great managers, they're great leaders, because they have high emotional intelligence and just, they understand how to get the best out of people, right? And something that I've noticed with most people in life is they don't know how to listen. They just listen to talk. And they don't really care about the person they're talking to. And this shows in their communication. And this is something that comes very naturally to me, but I can see what people are doing wrong, so I can be able to help them and coach them through how to become an effective communicator. Because that's literally the number one skill that you need to cultivate in your life. Otherwise, you're gonna have a shit life. That's pretty much it, right? If you don't know how to communicate what you want, what you're feeling, and how to relate to other people, and how to connect with them on a deep emotional level, then all the relationships you have in your life will be superficial, and you will feel alone. You will feel disconnected because you don't know how to connect to other people in a way where you feel loved by others, right? Of course, you got to love yourself, but actually, how do you get other people to love you for who you are? Right? And that comes down to, of course, who you are as a person and all the traits and all the values you have. But a big part of that is how you communicate, right? And so for me, communication is very, very simple, right? I just want to make sure that I'm listening to the other person and I want to understand. But for me, my gift is curiosity, right? Like, I was working with one of my ex-clients, and he's actually a coach himself. And so he was coaching me on my purpose. And we were going into my childhood and my gifts and seeing what I was naturally gravitating to as a kid and how I was as a kid. And one of the things that I was like as a kid was I was just naturally curious about everything. Okay, and that's a really good trait to have. So if you're also naturally curious, then it's going to be easier to connect with people because you're naturally curious about them. And also, it's like the feelings you have around people. When I say that to you, what comes up for you? So some people, for example, I have a friend, he's great at sales, right? Like, when he's on the phone and he has to sell someone into a program that he believes in, he's great. But when it comes to actually like connecting with people in real life, in normal life, and, you know, making friends and stuff like that, building his social network, he's not so good. And the only reason is he has negative emotions around people. Like, he gets angry around people, you know, like his thought, like he judges people a lot. So these thoughts are getting in the way of him connecting with others, right? Like, he's so judgmental that that's actually blocking the connection. Because if you're judging someone, you're not loving them for who they are, you're judging them, right? And so there's no love there. And so they feel that, and then there's no connection, right? And so for me, like, if anyone pays attention to what I do, like, for example, one of the things that I coached one of my clients on was how to keep the conversation going. Because if you watch my interviews on my podcast, Aaron Darko Show, that's what it's called now. Maybe it'll change, I don't know. Right now it's called the Aaron Darko Show. And if you watch that, like, you'll see that I don't have any notes. The conversation still keeps going, right? And maybe there's some of you watching this that are like, that's easy. Yeah, I know how to do that. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to do that. If you're one of those people that doesn't know how to keep a conversation going, like one of my clients, it's simply because you don't know the process, right? It's like doing a muscle up, right? Where you have the bar, you're doing a pull up, and then you like push the bar, and you're like basically on top of the bar. Like, if you don't know how to do that, you just think it's hard, right? Because you don't know. And so it's a similar thing here. If you don't know the process of connecting with a human being and what that looks like, then of course you're going to be in your head and you're going to think that there's a problem with you. There's not a problem with you. It's just that you're not aware of the process. And more than deeper than that, it's like there's so many people out there that are just so lonely. Like they just feel alone. And I get it. I've been there many times. Like you kind of like look at all your friends and like you just have like superficial relationships and you're just like, fuck, like you actually feel quite lonely. And it's a very sad place to be when you're in it, but it's also a good place to be if you have help, because now you can, if you're at the bottom, the only way is up, right? And so now you can get the help that you need. And what I've noticed is a lot of times people just need someone that's going to listen to them. That's it. Like, just listen to me. Like, let me talk and just listen without judgment. And then that will help me open up, right? Like, this is something I'm actually searching for myself, because I do this for others. Like, let's say you join my coaching program. I'm just going to listen to you and just really understand you, because that's what I geek out on. That's just one of my passions in life, is to really understand you as a person. Like anyone who's in front of me, I want to understand what makes them think, what makes you think like that? Why do you do that? Like, why don't you do this? Why do you keep doing that? Like, you know, where does that come from? Like all these kind of questions that you see me ask on the podcast, I'm just naturally curious about people. Luckily, I'm able to help people through the stuff they're struggling with, especially with the communication, like I'm talking about now, and also with their health. And that's another transition for me, aside from this video. It's not really on topic, but yeah, just making the transition from health coaching into communication coaching. Because what I realized with the health coaching is that the reason why people don't achieve their health goals is not because they don't have the right strategy. The strategies are out there. They're very simple, very, very simple. And the reason why is because of their beliefs and also because of their emotions, right? Like if you're feeling alone in your life, how are you going to be feeling every day? Depressed, sad, negative, unhappy, right? And these emotions, why would you go and eat the best food and go work out, right? If you're feeling like that on a daily basis. So actually that's the root of it, is how you feel on a daily basis. Of course, when you work out, you feel better, but then you come back to feeling like crap again. And it's because of the aloneness, right? So if we just fix that, then all the other areas of your life will improve, because now you feel more connected, you feel more confident in yourself, you know, and everything starts to up level. Okay, so that's why I'm passionate about helping people with their communication skills. And first of all, it comes from just listening, like listening to you and what you need, right? For me, like I said before, I mentioned on this episode many times that I wish someone could do what I do for others, right? So for myself. So for example, let's say you come in and you say, Aaron, I want your help. You know, I'm feeling lonely, or I just want someone to listen to me, and I want some help with like my purpose in life, or whatever it is, right? Like you want to talk to someone who will listen to you without judgment, who doesn't know you. That's a key thing, right? Because your friends know you, so they're going to judge you more. They're more likely to judge you because they know you already. So if you're trying to change, they'll be like, yeah, you used to do that. Like, but if you talk to someone, like let's say you don't know me, right? Like let's say if you don't know me right now watching this video and you get help from me, then that's going to help you, because now I'm going to listen to you without judgment, because I'm not your friend, and you're going to get a breakthrough in your own life. Okay. Because that's often what people need. Just need to be seen, heard, and understood. And that's the key. Okay. There's the other things that go into it, of course, but if you really want to master this area of your life, then it's one of those things where it doesn't get any easier, right? Like every day we are faced with communicating with others. So if we are having issues communicating with other people, that's going to have a ripple effect into everything we do. Okay. And it's like this cloud that you need to remove, so then you can like set yourself free, right? It's like not being challenged around people, knowing how to talk to people to get what you want, and also to help them get what they want, and also to have better relationships with your friends, family. It's a critical life skill. Otherwise, you just end up feeling lonely, right? It's something that you have to confront. It's like money. Like you have to confront money. You need it every day. You need communication skills every day. It's the same level of importance. Okay, so this is an area where if you feel like you need to improve how you communicate, how you listen. Like if you can't listen to someone, if you can't empathize with someone, like empathy, the definition is feeling the feelings of another. So if you struggle with that, then that's going to affect the level at which you connect with others, and you'll find yourself on a weekend always being lonely and not invited to anything because no one wants to be around you. Like, these are easily fixable problems, but if you don't fix them, they'll just get worse and worse, okay? And the cost of this is huge. Being alone is actually a bigger risk factor for death than pollution and I forget the other things, but being alone is like, they studied this, and it's like, if you're feeling like you're alone, you're actually more likely to die. That's just facts. Like, we're humans, we are social creatures. We're born for connection, to stay in a tribe. We feel safe in a tribe. When we're estranged from the tribe millions of years ago, that's when we're in danger, right? So we are literally wired for connection. That's really important. And if you want help with connecting more, connecting better, improving the way you communicate, go ahead and click the link below this video and go ahead and DM me, DM me on Instagram, The Real Darko. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and click the link in the description. And then, let's schedule a call and let's talk. And again, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to be listening for most of the call. Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then I'm going to keep probing to see what the core issue is that is keeping you stuck where you want to move forward. Or if you just want to listen, you just want someone to listen to you without judgment about what you're going through, because that's also very valuable, right? So anyway, click the link in the bio or go to The Real Darko, shoot me a DM or go to my Facebook, Aaron Darko, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. All right, bye-bye.